to put it day.
Damn.
Work?
Man, come on, man. Check the feed real quick.
I think we're running.
Yeah. I'm gonna check.
Check one. How you say it? Check one. Check one.
Testing one, testing two, testing three.
2, 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we good. Which way is east?
That way.
This way? Oh yeah, you right. This is west.
No. All right. All right, Shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites. We come here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked, sinful kingdom known as America, which is also Babylon the Great in the scriptures. And before we move forward, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders, a great millstone, teaching us the 100% truth according to the Bible, and who rule well. Shalom to all you Akim and you Akwat, those that are hopeful elect that are seeking for salvation. What we are seeing is a transition of kingdoms. You know, this is why everything's happening throughout the planet Earth. Earthquakes in diverse places. You know, violence has increased at an all-time high. People are struggling, barely able to make ends meet. Some people ain't got to figure out whether they're going to pay the mortgage or put food on the table. Then you got now these Edomites and these other heathen nations that are now crying because they're struggling to survive. Well, it talks about in Deuteronomy 30 and 7. If you can give me that Deuteronomy 30 and 7, Hamayan. It talks about how the Lord's going to put the curses on our enemies. So now you have Edomites crying that they can't get a job. They're getting turned down on loans, you know, a personal loan to pay their bills. They're behind on their mortgage. They got to eat ramen noodles for the week. Welcome to the average Israelite life, man.
Real quick. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
And that's not to be taken lightly. It's a major paradigm shift taking place here, a transition to kingdoms. All right, Esau, the so-called white man, the self-proclaimed white man, is going down after all these years of ruling and destroying the earth. And the everlasting kingdom, which was promised to Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, is being ushered in. And we are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, which we're going to be a part of that kingdom. All right, Yahushua is our Lord and Savior. And Lord, we're the elect that get to see the beginning stages of the kingdom being set up. But the kingdom is within us. Right. So you see the hopeful elect raising up, calling on the true names again, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, keeping the laws to the best of my ability. So 2nd Ezra 6 and 9 is not to be taken lightly. All right, you got that Deuteronomy? Yep, you can get that from me, Baba Prashad.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 9. And the Lord, thy power, will make thee plenteous.
Oh, my fault. Is it Deuteronomy 30 and 7? My bad.
Oh, sorry. It's the book of Deuteronomy, 30 and verse 7. And the Lord, thy power, will put all these curses upon thy enemies.
And the curses are listed in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, starting in verse 15 on down. All right, we suffered hell, man. We're still suffering to this day. You know, fearing for our lives, as you know, now that we have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, those of us that are hopeful elect, we don't live in fear. But you know, our people are struggling. Our people have a hatred towards one another. You know, our women are out of order. Now Esau is experiencing that.
Yeah, because when it was the good old Baywatch era, when it was so great to be Edomite, you know, Esau looked at us as the most worst thing, vile thing ever. So now Esau is realizing, you know, there's no such thing as MAGA. Right. America's not going to be white ever again. And it also goes back to the time where, back in slavery, you had the presidents that will always play both sides, pretty much to trickle and trick the southern Edomites and basically take their power away from them, of them getting riches and not being a part of the system. Mm-hmm. So it was a big coercion. Yep. So now, since nobody wants to be an Edomite now, and Jacob is basically, yeah, we're cursed, but we're maneuvering. We're still, trying to push forward. And now, Esau looking bad because they're seeing that, damn, I'm sweating like a nigga now.
Right.
I'm being treated like a spick now. So now what you're ready to see is Esau's ready to lose it, man.
That's right.
Because see, it's not a good thing to be an Edomite right now, and they're angry now.
Right.
They're seeing that their hope is being duped. They're not ever going to have that great Baywatch ever again. So again, you're going to have the elite that's going to come down on the Israelites, but you're also going to have these average so-called Edomite peons. They're going to start coming for the tribes.
That's right.
What are those militias? What is it? The Proud Boys, etc. So it's going to be a great civil war. And as I just say, you should have Egypt fighting against Egyptians, and that's what you're seeing. Brotherly, like the gang banging that you should see amongst Jake. Well, you see Edomites fighting each other. All the cursing. Oh, his own woman. Like what is it? The tender, delicate woman.
Yep.
You go on TikTok now. The Edomite woman talking shit about the Edomite man.
Yep.
She don't want to have kids by the Edomite man.
And she's deleting the Edomite man too.
Yeah.
So I can not cut you off.
You good, bro. And like the brother said, hey, you read the curse of Deuteronomy 28. Hey, now Esau's going through it. Now they, they're trying to sing a kumbaya. We should all get along, but nah, because you didn't care when we was on the bottom.
Right.
We was on the lower totem pole in the favelas, in the ghettos, in the slums, the crack, the drugs, the prison system, and when them cold, hard presidents really showed their true hatred against us, man. And they still do, but they do it more of a covertly way, But now, again, nobody's kissing the so-called white man's ass no more. You're being exposed.
That's right. Yep. Finish that out, or start from the top and then finish it out.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 7. And the Lord, thy power, will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee.
And that's exactly what's going on. Now, I was, the Wadi Yahweh Shemam Shai had a second chance to go look at the Smithsonian Museum. And it was packed. There's a lot of Jake in there. But see, Jake can't piece it together.
DC, right?
DC,
Yeah. So you saw that shit.
Yep. And it's crazy because it was walled. I mean, it was so packed in there. You rubbing shoulders with people that you walking through, and of course, mainly Jake. But it's a reminder of what we went through, because a lot of these Jakes, man, they can't piece it together. But you had the men, mainly the men, who was really pointing it out to their family, explaining to them like, this is the atrocity we went through. So the Lord is lining up. This when the brother opened up with 2 Ezra 6 and 9, Esau is the end of the world. All right, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, roughly paraphrasing. That's a big deal. These Edomites don't want to go into captivity and slavery. They keep hearing us bringing out that they're going into slavery. This is why Vocab Malone is going as hard as he's going.
They can't hide it. They can't hide it.
You can't hide it no more.
Obadiah said how are things that Esau searched out. Esau tried his hardest to be the master of disguise, the master of love, the master of God dang. Out here.
Hell yeah. And he quiet.
Like they can shoot send a sound cannon out.
That's gonna be a common thing in Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
This
They're
place
patrolling.
Yeah, this place is about to turn into a war zone where you're gonna have Apache helicopters flying low.
I remember in Puerto Rico, in Jordan Torres, and I'm pretty sure people that know about that. That's how they used to patrol those projects.
Oh,
over there.
Wow. Right.
I used to hear it from my rice in the back.
Yeah. And we're always seeing the beginning stages of that.
Yeah.
With the National Guard troops going to these particular places, blockading the roads, setting up checkpoints. Here it is, they're doing this for the crime and for immigration. But here it is, you're stopping citizens, so-called white citizens, asking them for their ID. And you got some fines you haven't paid, that are back due. And, we got to place you under arrest. We got to take you down to the station. You know what I'm saying? That goes right into hand in hand what you were talking about the curses being put on our enemies. Now Esau's, got to go through checkpoints.
Damn.
Why are you treating me like a nigga?
He said, stop and frisk.
Yeah. So now you're getting stopped and frisked. You know what I'm saying? You're being asked questions. You got to show your ID, right? And it's all because of the cruel Lord that has been set up, to govern Babylon the Great. And ultimately has been set up by these wicked and these Edomite thinking families. And just like the scripture says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So all the people are in mourning. with all the different laws, legislation, different things that are happening all over the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like we were talking about before camp, you know, and here it is, we're in 2025, and you haven't seen much of an increase from 20, 30 years ago from like the pay, minimum wage, etc. You know what I'm saying? For the common man in Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying?
You got it, bro.
I'll bring this up real quick.
Come.
Second
Ephesians 2, and start at verse 1. We're going to start by 8. So it said, and you have he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins. And I bring this out because, you know, this whole purpose of this ministry, this gospel, is to bring us from out of this world and to restore us into wisdom and knowledge and understanding, and to do what Yahweh Shem requires us to do.
Right.
Because we still see it. People see that basically America's over with. And you know, they're going to crash out, they're going to lose themselves, they're going to burn out, they're going to crash and turn. But the thing about it is, see, well, us being not moved, we're going to still have faith in Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
So he's going to protect us in these times. But the average person here in America, especially the Edomites, which, you know, disguise themselves in Christianity, Catholicism, Rastafarianism, the Quran, etc., these idols are not going to help you.
Right.
One thing for sure, that's why, you know, hey, like the scripture says, he's quickening us. He makes us a living spirit again. Because at one time, before time, we was into this world. We would, you know, we would see certain things that come on the TV. We'll be distraught by it. You know, you see our parents, they're distraught. Oh, they said they're going to do this. They taking this and they're taking that. Well, what the fuck did you expect? America's fucking wicked. The game is rigged.
Right.
The so-called white man is the devil.
Right.
He knows who we are.
Right.
You know, and that another way of being quickened, we waking up to who we are.
That's
and
right.
we understand the next after this, like brother brought out. You know, Esau's the end of the world.
Yeah.
We see this man's kingdom going down.
Right.
They're not being brought back into his restoration. I'm gonna continue on.
Can I bring this-
You got it.
Real quick, it's Revelation 11 and 8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. You know, like you was going into, you know, our people are in a dead state still. And we came from that state through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, we've been given that life. You know what I'm saying? That flesh has become upon our bones. You know, so now we see what's going on. Just like Yahweh Shai said, the mysteries of the kingdom were given to you, to them, to the majority of the Israelites. It was they don't have the mystery. Now, I want to.
And he forbade us to come out here and teach it.
Right.
And warn the people before the wrath of Yahweh
Right,
Shah. Because ultimately the wrath of Yahweh Shah was in the left hand through Esau.
Yeah.
You know?
And I want to jump to verse 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So that's what you're seeing, man. You know, you're seeing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai raise up his men all over the four corners of the earth, and they're coming out and they're standing upon their feet. They're prophesying against Esau, like the brother opened up camp with. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that following. You know, we're prophesying Esau's downfall, his demise. You know, and great fear is falling upon the people.
Yeah, because the elites tried to pretty much, how you say it? See, the elites, they hid underneath Amalek
Yeah, they is.
in the issues.
Right.
The average so-called Edomite American, they
They were hoodwinked.
They hid underneath the disguise that they were white,
Right,
and
right.
they were better than Jake.
Yeah.
That was their only, how you say, their
standing
sense
or-
of pride, that they were better than the niggas here in America and the spits and wetback. But now that you're seeing the whole, everything being exposed, you Edomites are nothing.
That's right.
You lied. You raped, robbed, and murdered.
Yeah.
You didn't get America righteously. You didn't set up this. You didn't take nothing that a foundation of a book of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Say, let's okay, we're going to build up America just like this. No, you studied ancient empires and kingdoms, which were wicked as hell, and you incorporated all over to this one.
That's right.
And then you knew who we were, so you incorporated idolatry and nastiness amongst our people. It turned out people, hey, the accuser of our brother.
Yeah.
Well, you said, you keep saying, you know, you're referring to Esau, you know, the hood.
Yeah.
Well, that is a good thing to attach to an Esau because, you know, these Edomites, they have, you know, sought to cover themselves,
Yeah.
to hide themselves.
Yeah.
Because when you go into that word hood, it says a covering for the head and neck with with an opening for the face, you know, and you know when you throw a hood on, that's an act of concealment.
Yep.
He's a fugitive. You know, that's an act of concealment.
Yep.
You know, someone who goes in to rob a bank or robs a store, you know, hey, they throw the hood on first.
Yep.
Right?
Remember, don't be a menace.
Yeah.
Yep.
What they say, the part he got killed with the Chinese man,
Mm-hmm.
and he threw the gun at him,
Mhm.
and they said, the man.
Right.
Yeah, that's Esau.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep. There's power in secrecy.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Now that you've been exposed, your power is being diminished.
Right.
It's been weakened.
Yep.
And that's why the average Edomite, they might have to just crash out.
Yeah.
That's right.
You seen it.
Yeah.
You know, anytime, you know you're crazy, anytime you go in the car
Right.
and go live on TikTok,
Right.
you know you're fucking
Yeah.
nuts. That was never heard of back in the
Right.
day.
Never.
You had friends to talk to
Yep.
that too. You know,
Confidence.
family.
Yep. Can I bring this out right
Yep.
quick? Ecclesiasticus Sirach 34 and 14. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope. You know, the brother brought out a scripture in Ephesians the 2nd chapter about being quickened. No, there's also hope that comes with that.
That's right.
When you're going through hard times and sufferings, the fact that you got hope alone will keep you going
Yep.
through those tough times. You know, the scripture say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. Hope comes with that.
Yeah, right now Esau is seeing that he got taken advantage of, living in these rich neighborhoods, living in these mansions, being taxed to death, you know, being exposed to all crime, etc., taxes, you know, discriminated against the society.
That's right.
So Esau's feeling the squeeze.
Feeling the squeeze. Yep.
You got it. You got more?
Yep, a little bit more. It says hope, a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. Going back to 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. We have an expectation that the kingdom of heaven is getting ready to be established on the planet Earth, and we're seeing a transition to that.
Esau's seeing that America will never become white again.
Never.
Hey,
Reality
and,
set in.
Yeah, and one thing for sure, you know what? Well, that's why Esau keep talking about immigrants and migrants and migration and so-called blacks. You know, Edomite becoming a minority, and that's hurting them.
Yep.
You know, Edomites are dumb. They really do. They truly do believe in colorism and whatnot. But overall, they know basically that the hope that Esau has is fading away.
Yep.
Them being a white greatness, the Baywatch era, the white hero, Superman,
Right.
Spider-Man. Nah, them days are over with, man. You got it.
It
Get
said,
out, man.
yep, it says hope means aspiration. And that's the thing too. Esau was playing mind games with our people. For a long time, he told us we were black, African Americans. We only came from slavery, like we didn't have a history prior to that. So now that we got this truth and we see that there's hope with it, we also going into history. We were kings.
Yep.
You know, we come from a lineage of kings, and we're related to these great men that the Bible speaks of. All right, that we often bring out as far as the scriptures goes. So we're inspired by that. Meanwhile, Esau he's depressed. He's about to crash out like the brother's going into.
Because he don't have no hope for salvation.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, Esau, hey, these wicked elites, hey, they know that their kingdom is coming to an end. You know, Esau knows that the so-called UFOs, the so-called UAPs, he knows that those are the angels. You know, these wicked elites, they see a whole lot more than the common folk, the common man. Even these scientists see, on via Esau's technology and his satellite systems, right? So that's the reason they're digging into the earth. You know, they're trying to.
This truth is really taking the last squeeze of hope the average Edomite had.
Yeah.
Because their only squeeze of hope was Christianity.
Right.
All God is love.
Yep.
He loves everybody. You know, bygones is bygones. Forgive. Turn
Yeah,
other
yeah.
cheek.
Right.
Because when the Edomite comes up here, that's their first thing.
Yeah.
God is love. He
Yeah.
forgives. That's a long time ago. I
Right.
wasn't there. They try to basically play a victim or justify their actions or try to be a fugitive.
Yeah.
But through the truth, through Yahweh Shah, Esau is basically saying, you know what?
Yeah.
Honey,
Yep.
it's time.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's time, John? It's time.
Yeah.
And he turns his gun on his wife and the dog.
Right.
And himself.
Yeah.
I'm doing you a favor.
He might go to the nearest church.
No
Yeah.
fact.
And the Edomite, the Edomites are crashing out.
Yeah.
No, and they're really the one that's really going to crash out.
Yep.
Severely.
Yep.
You got it.
Con. Yep, yours.
So going back to Ephesians, the 2nd chapter, we'll start at verse 1 again. And he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins, wherein in time past he walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air. Because remember, at one time our people, we envied to be like an Edomite, to be like an American. We wanted to be like, we watch all those movies. We know Hollywood, right. Showed a great image where everybody wanted to be white. They showed you that in Menace to Society. Yep. Remember when Kane's grandfather was in the projects? He's sitting in the chair, all mesmerized. What they say? Kids. He said, Daddy. He said, gather around. He said, you got a smidgen temperature. They all and how the way they put. After he did that, how the way they turned it on Kane's grandfather's face was like he just wished he could trade places. And Esau's programming and that sorcery and how the way Hollywood movies set those movies up, it was to make you intrigued by it. So basically, my long story short, we were coerced by this world. Right. Why? Because we wanted to be like an American. That was the image. That was the go-to. But now, like the scripture said, we've been quickened by that to get out of that mindset and think about our kingdom. Continuing on. So it says, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past, in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind.
If I can say, that's the beauty of being in this truth too. We've seen both sides. We came from the world.
Yep.
And so you try to come up here with that Christianity, Catholicism bullshit. We already seen that. We seen how unprofitable it was.
It just getting along just to get along.
Just get along, confusion, weak-minded. We seen the otherworldly stuff, being a ninja, being out of order. Just being worldly as hell. We seen, so now that we got this truth, it's a breath of fresh air that you can't even explain unless you're in this truth. And you can relate.
That's right.
And how funny is it that these so-called Christians, they never go into people that consider themselves Christians and these Christianity religions and such, and that proclaim Jesus Christ and salvation is for everyone. Hey, well, they never teach that there's wickedness and wicked men amongst these organizations, these religions, and these influential positions as pastors and preachers, etc. That just because they're teaching Jesus Christ and salvation is for everyone doesn't mean that they're right. Right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. How is that never brought out? Right. That's why you'll never see these Christians, these so-called apologists going into, the wickedness that goes on, that circles around the so-called Christian church.
Continuing on. So it says, among, verse 3, Ephesians 2 and 3, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. But Yahweh Shah, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, have quickened us together with Yahweh Shah. By grace ye are saved, and have raised us up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, that in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace and his kindness towards us through Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, ultimately giving us the kingdom. Yep. But again, what Yahweh Shah is doing now is preparing us and giving us that king mindset before we transition to be kings and rulers. Because it's a mindset. It starts with a mindset first. You just can't be a nigga and then just go into a nah. The Lord don't deal like that. You're going to show it.
Facts.
If you trust a person, you're going to show it. Yep. So if you trust Yahweh Shah, what are you going to do? You're going to put forth works to show that you really trust him. Yep. Here it is. You just, I trust the Lord, and don't have no action, no works behind it, no ambition and drive behind it, and you're full of shit. Right. Like the situation that happened this week. Yahweh Shah is warning our people of what to do to escape this wrath. Yep. But Jacob's going to wait till the last minute. Yep. And that's going to be far too late. Yep. Far too late. There's not going to be no mercy or grace shown, because the mercy and the grace was shown here in these times now. So when all hell takes place in this society, Jacob's just going to die because you're sick. And that's really showing you that you're sick and you don't trust Yahweh Shem Shah. The fact that you're going to prolong the wait and prolong the change.
Yep.
Can I bring this up real quick? This is 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, "Blessed be the power of Yahweh and Father of our Lord, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto lively hope by the resurrection of Yahweh Shah Mashiach."
And why? Because we fell. We lost ourselves. We became heathens. We became Americans. Now, every society, every captivity we went in, we started to act like the heathen. The Greek Empire, the Babylonian Empire, the Persian and Median Empire, the Assyrian Empire. Then at one time we would go back into our land, and what happened? We took certain traditions and ways and philosophies of the other nations and brought it to Jerusalem. And became wicked. The Lord destroyed it. So again, when you look at the history of Israelites, they always basically forgot their power and became like what? Heathens. So what the Lord called us to remembrance through captivity, punishment, curses, and he provoked our minds and sent men out there, our apostles, our elders, our GMS out there, right? To do what? Provoke your mind and wonder. And now you're seeing, and through Yahweh Shem Shah, he's making a marvelous work before the whole, the spiritual temple, house of David being built before the, it's not that, the thing, I think Christians say, oh, when you see the third temple built in Jerusalem, a physical building, that's when you, but nah, nigga, you don't understand the spiritual aspect of it.
Right.
You're seeing a spiritual temple, house of David being built right before your eyes now.
Yep.
You know? And that's like the brother brought out. Zaquan brought out. He said what they should be revived and they should be feared. Because one thing now what you're seeing is that the $1 billion worth of dollars that was paid to deceive our people, keep us dumb, beast-like, it didn't work.
Right.
So now the fact that we're calling Esau out and letting our people know what's going on, that's the problem. Now they're scared. And that's why they had to come down on us, man. And that's like we just saw them fucking helicopters flying all low, and you've been seeing that presence even more. Right. Because that's just let you know what times we're in, man.
That's right.
Back in the day, you ain't seen no shit like that.
That's right. And you made a beautiful point too about the spiritual temple. I mean, it's right before the people's eyes, and they're trying to tear it down spiritually, just like they try to tear down the temple physically when it was being rebuilt.
In the time of
the Persians. I know it's the Persians, but I can't remember exactly what.
Was it Zerubbabel? No. Was it?
I think it was Zerubbabel. I gotta look it up.
Nah, it wasn't him. I forgot who it was.
Yeah.
Salaki. But I think I got
Can I continue this real quick? It says, and to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto lively hope by the resurrection of Yahweh Shah Mashiach from the dead, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away.
Because remember, everything that we was taught was what to do, be something in this world and race for it and obtain it here. But it was like the scripture says, everything here is corruptible. Right? Everything is tainted here. You always have to do some type of wickedness or something nasty, or go to some type of back room or do a bad deal or bad business. You got to be somebody that is cruel, selfish, greedy. You got to be a prick in this society. Only pricks and assholes and cruel, demonic niggas survive in this world. Why? Because the world is evil. So everything in the lanes of this world is corruptible, man.
Right.
But what Yahweh Shah is giving us, incorruptible.
That's right.
It says, undefiled, that fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you. See, this place, this kingdom, and everything that our people are putting their time and energy into, is gonna fade away.
It's crazy. How is this something? How is this society so marvelous and everybody's getting just burnt out? Everybody drinking 5 cups of coffee. Everybody drinking energy drinks, Red Bull, Monsters. Everybody has to do stimulants, cocaine, smoke cigarettes. Why you gotta do so much shit just to get through one day?
Right.
Because Esau's burning everybody out, man. So that is let you know right there. This can't be it.
Right. This can't be.
Everybody talking about I got 3 jobs. Everybody sitting in the car crashing out. They're just tired, screaming, crying. What time? You didn't see that in the 90s. You didn't see that you didn't see that in the early 2000s. what has changed? Hey, Esau though his kingdom was from.
Right.
That's right.
But he wants that new world order in effect. You got it.
Good
It
point.
says, verse 5, who are kept by the power of Yahweh through faith unto salvation.
Why? Because he quickened us. He gave us the spirit again. We fell, and now we've been revived. Hey, going back to what is it, Ezekiel? Can these bones live? You got it.
It says, ready to be revealed in the last time.
Come on.
You know, so that salvation, it's going to be revealed on a whole world
Going
standpoint.
back to Romans 11 chapter.
Right.
Them broken branches are being basically brought back
Yep.
to the root, which
Right.
is Yahweh Shah.
Right.
Right.
And so the whole world is going to see the salvation of the elect in the nation of Israel.
Right.
Yep.
It says,
And this time you're seeing all the child waking
right,
up.
right, Con.
So it's going to be it's a complete revelation of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yep.
Northern kingdom, southern kingdom.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Not just, back in the time of Yahweh Shah, you mainly had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi around. But now in this time, all the tribes.
Yep.
And the scripture says Judah and Ephraim are the pressed together.
Yep.
You know?
Purpose,
And the Lord is making he bringing the stick. And again,
two sticks together.
Yeah,
Yep.
two sticks together.
Right.
It says, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through the manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith being much more precious than of the so like read that again, being much more precious than of gold that
Because it's
perisheth.
sacrifice. Because this is, we see that again, like brothers are going into. We're seeing people sacrifice all that they have just to not get nothing here.
Right.
It is a big sacrifice.
Yeah.
The cocaine use, the cigarette smoking, the alcohol consumption, this eating. Basically, to feed that flesh and please, basically, to cope with the pain, to try to get something in America. People are willing to sacrifice that.
Yeah.
Their whole body and mind, what is it, mind, body, and soul, just to get something here, and you're not getting a damn thing here in America.
Yeah.
But so what is it required of Yahweh Shah? A sacrifice.
Exactly.
We're making the right
Righteous.
one.
That's
A
right.
righteous one. To stand up what? Against the society.
Right.
That's why at the end of the day, people look at us, even people that know us, man, they even look at us like, man, y'all are kind of different because y'all don't have that. Y'all are just like some calm, cool, collective guys. Why? Because we don't give a fuck about
Right.
society. We do what we got to do.
Right.
We get our daily bread.
We have faith in
Yeah,
hope.
yeah. You know.
But the majority of people don't have faith
Yeah.
in hope. So they see Babylon the Great crumbling. They see the various different things that they believed in from a very young age.
Yep.
You know, okay, this is coming out to be a lie. You know, it's coming out to not be the truth. So you see it on their face.
Yep.
You know, so they have nothing to look forward to, so to speak.
Right.
So like you was going into earlier, that's why people are crashing out.
Yeah, once hope is gone, it's a lot of channels about the economy and like different you bros know it.
Right.
It's a lot of guys that's somewhat they bring out certain good aspects and points, but they're basically saying once hope is gone, people
Yeah,
are
that's
gonna
it. Crash out.
people crashing out. Man.
Yeah.
There ain't no holding people together. There ain't
Right.
nobody holding nothing back. People are just fucking.
Yep.
You know. What held people together is the coping mechanisms that Esau had out here. But now people can't even afford beer. Now people can't afford the drugs or the usage that
Costs too much to
yeah,
cope.
it costs too much to cope.
Right.
So people are like, fuck it.
I gotta deal with this shit.
Yeah.
If I can add to that, Brother Bashar, that's why you're seeing all these vape shops popping up every
Right.
corner.
Come on, man.
People
Right.
looking
That's
for
expensive.
That shit
for
wicked
escape,
as hell.
looking for some sort of escape.
Yeah. Every
Yeah,
corner's
yeah.
there's a goddamn.
Yeah. That's wicked as hell.
Uh-huh.
Vape shops every goddamn way.
Yeah.
Weed everywhere.
Right.
Alcohol everywhere. Got it?
It says, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor, or so like read that. It says, might be found unto praise and honor and glory.
Going into what is it? Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter? No, Sirach, the second chapter. Go to try to
Try to fire. Right.
Because this again, we're not saying this is easy at all.
Right.
Because it's a lot of temptation, adversity doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
Because while everybody else is sacrificing the American, trying to be the American dream, we're sacrificing for Yahweh
That's right.
And we know some more people that what choose death than life.
Right.
It's a very small number that's choosing life, man.
Yep.
In Lord's will, we are one of the ones that's going to continue all the way to the end.
That's right.
You got it.
It says, and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Now I want to read that verse in the NLT, then y'all got it. It says, 1 Peter 1 and 7 in the NLT, it says, these trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold. Through your faith is far more precious.
Yep, just like Noah. Noah, you know, he prophesied for what, 120 years? Jeremiah, he prophesied for a long time. Isaiah,
Yep.
Habakkuk,
Yep.
Baruch.
Yep.
Right.
All these prophets had adversity and trials that they had to go through, man.
Yep.
And can you imagine Jeremiah when he was amongst niggas, the wicked kings, and death threats?
Right.
King David, man, you know? The Lord was dealing with him, and King Saul was stripped. And King Saul was envious of David, man. He had to get out, go escape sometimes, man. So basically what I'm saying is there's always been trials serving the Yahweh Shem Shah. But it was always a reward when you basically held on and stood fast, but had perseverance and resilience and courage. Because that's one thing it takes too, is courage.
Right.
You got it?
It says, through your faith is far more precious than mere gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, it will bring you much praise and glory and honor on the day when Yahweh Shah Mashiach is revealed to the whole world.
And that's how you know, if I can say, that's how you know that you got the gift of faith is when you go through the trials. Because anybody can say they got a gift of faith until you don't face adversity. That's the whole really test of time to see if, you know, for example, we got the hour of temptation, which is the mark of the beast, our fighting chip that's going to be mandated. This devil is going to, you know, the Lord is going to use that mark of the beast to try to see our faith. We claim that we believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We come out here on the highways and byways. We do our videos. We do lessons. That faith is going to be tested for real, in the major trial that's coming up.
And Slocky, to cut you off, just like when you see celebrity rappers, right? And I use them because, you know, everybody knows about rap music. Look how when rappers come out, they always talk about where they come from, what they had to go through, and now they got their so-called career and rankings, and everybody praised them.
Right.
Everybody loves them. They can go in any city like Boosie, right? And everybody, that nigga can go anywhere and get praised. Well, if Yahweh Shem Shah allow these niggas to get this, wicked, corrupt niggas that blaspheme their names, right? If Yahweh Shem Shah would let them get praised, how much more the prophets? Woo! Come on. There's just certain things you got, and this for instance too, right? Yahweh Shem Shah let an Edomite, the basis of men, get a whole kingdom. I'm talking about his kingdom was damn near, basically had control over the four corners. If Yahweh Shem Shah let the apple of his eye get slaughtered, defeated, brought to the lowest of the lowest, and let the lowest of the man, Esau, the wickedest of the wicked, sons of the wicked, get a whole kingdom. How much more of us, man? Through Yahweh Shah.
Right.
That's just certain things you just gotta remember. If niggas, if a gay nigga, young thug, he snitch, he a snitch, he a rat. Okay, y'all niggas still gonna love him.
Still gonna love him.
Rats
Still
talking
gonna
about
rise
it.
up.
Yeah, he got rats talking about other rats.
Right. This nigga wore a dress when he first came out. He showed you what his character
young
was.
Woody, Lil Woody, whatever
Lil
his
Woody,
name is. He's hanging out with trannies.
Yup.
Always on the show with gay dudes. Y'all niggas still love him. And these niggas still get, you know, Lil Woody, he come from this era. He was a murderer. He was this and that. But y'all niggas still love him. But it's okay. Just remember, if these niggas can get that stardom on this side, and this is a wicked society, how much more us? That's what you always got to remember that, man. Come on. Because remember, when the books, who we're reading about are men that follow Yahweh Shem Shah. And these would happen years, centuries ago. And their names never been deleted. Man's movies being that was made behind Moses and King David and Yahweh Shah. Come on. So the names never, how you say, it never faded away.
It's a legacy that
It's
continues.
a legacy.
What does the scripture say? A good name is better than
riches.
Right.
And then what is it in the Sirach 43? You're talking about the men of renown.
Right.
You know? So they got good names, great names, man. So following Yahweh Shem Shah will get you what a good name.
Yeah.
Right.
And then if you have a good name, you know, concerning being a part of the elect, that's going to carry on and continue just like I just read in 1 Peter, the first chapter, into the kingdom.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, these wicked niggas, hey, these rulers of these other nations, these rulers of these these Edomite rulers, you know, hey, when the kingdom is established, there's not gonna be no remembrance of them, you know, on that type of level. Just like the scripture says, you know, Esau's gonna fly away, he's gonna perish like his own dung, roughly paraphrasing. You know?
His own shit.
You got it, bro. I got a precept whenever.
Con, you got a precept on me young still?
Okay.
Can you bring it out?
Just laying back in about what the elder was talking about here about that having a kingdom mindset and versus a worldly mindset. So I just went to the book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 2, and it says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh."
Yeah, and these Christians, they don't understand that. They think that's reading a church pamphlet that says, you gotta, pray in the name of Jesus Christ and accept Him into your heart as your Lord, personal Savior. And then, I'm saved now. And then you got to make sure you get dunked in some water so you can be completely. That's a solidification of you becoming saved and Christ-like. You know, they don't understand. These scriptures when they speak about that renewing of the mind. That is the baptism.
Yep.
You know.
That's right.
You ain't got to get dunked in some water.
Right.
I mean, if you want to get dunked in some water, go ahead. But that's not renewing you.
Right.
That renewing. That complete mindset change is via the Holy Spirit, man.
Yep.
You got to be washed with this word, not with a tangible water.
That's right.
Right.
And if you ever meet somebody that you used to hang with in the world, they'll see the difference. They'll see that you've been washed.
There you go.
How do you also know? Because they stop fucking with you.
Right.
They cut you off and like, because you're not worldly anymore.
Right.
You've been transformed. Which transform goes back to change.
Right.
That's the thing. We got to be changed. The brothers going into it. The scripture say, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way by taking heed to the word." It didn't say nothing about. Now we understand that when John the Baptist was, he was baptizing via the water, it was a symbolism behind that.
Right.
And he was ushering in Yahushua. Okay. But you finished with that, bro? Okay. Can you get Second Ezra? You can bring your precept out, by the way. You bring Second Ezra 7 and.
This is Luke chapter 6 and verse 22. It says, "Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company." Like the brother was, that's the spirit, because I was holding it for a minute. Because like the brother was going into, man, they have separated us from their company because we're different. They noticed something different about us, man. You ain't the old nigga from back in the day, from the street corner of the block, from a particular place you used to work. And even your family notices these things, man. So they notice a difference about you, and they should. The things that are happening on the inside of you should ultimately manifest on the outside of you. It says, "Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil." And that's what's happening. They're casting our name out as evil because we don't want to eat pork.
Right.
We don't want to sit in the church pews. We don't want to call upon Jesus Christ.
Right.
We don't want to believe in this system no more. We're not going and casting our vote for Democratic or Republican. So they're casting our name out as evil because we say Esau's kingdom is coming down. Because we tell them that the so-called white man is going into slavery. What shouldn't be so far outlandish going into history of slavery. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And all through the various different kingdoms, there were slaves. So us speaking about the next kingdom having slaves shouldn't be so far-fetched. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It says, "And shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. And for in like manner did their fathers unto the prophets," like the brother Quran was going into, man. They did this to the ancient prophets, man. So this is something that we deal with this on a daily, but that's a rejoicing manner, man.
Right.
That's something to rejoice about. The scripture says if you're going to suffer for righteousness' sake, man.
Right.
You got a majority of our people suffering, for doing wickedness. For doing things that are against the scriptures, that are against Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And we know these sufferings are going to continue, and they're going to get a lot worse, man.
That's right.
You see what's going on with Donald Trump and the various different executive orders. You see these troops that are being dispersed to various different cities in Babylon the Great. And through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, from the apostles and elders of great millstone on down, we've been telling you this. We've been telling you this was going to happen, man. We tell you martial law is going to be declared. Like the scripture says in, what is it? I believe it's 2nd Ezra. A man shall desire to go into a city and they shall not be able to.
Yep.
You know, so these cities are going to be blockaded.
Yep.
There's going to be heavy restrictions, heavy laws, and then, you know, and very, very soon, like the brother was speaking upon concerning that hour of temptation, you're going to see the micro C hit rolled out.
Yep.
You know, and we're not sure, like, you know, me and the brother was speaking about before camp. You know, we got to wait and see how Esau, you know, rolls this thing out.
Yeah.
Because it's going to have to be a heavy level of persuasion,
Yep.
you know, to get the masses to take this thing willingly.
Yep.
You know, you can see a false flag attack.
Yep.
It could be, you know, tied into a social credit score,
Starving
universal
people out.
basic income. We can see various different things, money tied to it. You know, you receive a certain incentive
Yep.
for receiving it. You know,
But we saw you making some beautiful points because we saw that preview during the jab.
Right,
You know,
right.
there were incentives. There was
Right.
fear tactics.
Yeah.
There was different things they were doing to try to sway the masses, and the people fell for it.
Well, you got to think about it too. You know, they've been giving out that welfare.
Yeah.
And I always keep talking
Universal
about this
income.
because
yeah.
remember what Carl Schwab said. You will own nothing, will be
Be
happy.
happy.
I mean, when people own Section 8, they're happy.
Yep. But see, and that's a beautiful point. You're right.
I just
They get the food stamps, they've been paid.
Good point.
Happy.
They making
Yep.
TikTok videos.
Yeah.
They got the Skittles.
They
the
always
Snickers,
on point
the
with videos,
cereal.
they
Like,
always-
me and my kids have it. Look at
Yeah.
this. 800,
Yep.
$1,600,
Yeah.
$2,500 in
Yep.
food stamps each
But
month.
when niggas
Shit.
in New York say, I got the cold cut, I got $4,000 of food stamps.
Right.
We good up here,
Good.
guy. Yeah, niggas.
And that class is easy to transition into taking the MOTB because
Oh, yeah.
all you gotta do is cut off that money, and they'll do whatever you tell them to. If they don't have the gift of faith and they don't believe in Yahweh Shem Shai. And then the middle class is being starved out. The middle class savings is not a thing anymore. Having a savings, shit. Living below your means don't even work for the middle class
Yeah,
no more. So
right.
they're being starved out. Their jobs are being taken.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very easy to use universal income and a false flag.
They going right into it.
Going right
They
into
gonna
it.
accept it.
Yeah, the checking is a savings account.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, those merge.
I know, right?
Back in the day, you know, you would have people that would damn near never touch the savings account.
Hell no.
You know, the savings account, you know, let me check. I ain't looked at my savings account in
Right.
a couple years. See how much money I
Right.
got in this joint. Nah, you constantly going in and out of your savings account, transferring savings to checking,
Yeah.
checking the savings back and forth. You know what I'm saying? To the point, you're like, ain't no point in me putting
Right.
putting this money in the savings account for, man. You know, like we was talking, you know, earlier, man. Like here it is, you know, at the tail end of Esau's bullshit, and he's still a cruel lord upon the people.
Right.
Still giving people $15 an hour.
Right.
To work $14, $12, construction jobs. He's still
Yeah, yeah,
paying
yeah,
$15, $16 an hour.
Right.
How?
Like it speaks in Revelation, man, that hyperinflation.
Yep.
You see all this inflation happening, which we
Yeah.
haven't reached a hyperinflation level yet. But we're in inflation, and you're constantly getting paid the same thing. And then when they increase it a little bit, it doesn't add up to the amount of inflation that has happened over the last 10 to 20
And
years.
you know, more you make, the more you take.
Facts.
Yeah.
And you know, I saw a meme the other day. It was like they need to do a documentary on how are you surviving without a job. And these motherfuckers, they seeing Jake always been on survival mode, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's really who it is pinpointing.
Right,
But of
right.
course, we know there's with a lot of our people, it's the carnality behind that. You know,
Right,
stealing
right,
things
con.
that scamming and things of that nature.
Right. But it just still shows the creativity of Jake,
Yep.
and Jake willing to fight to the bitter end.
Right.
Esau doesn't have that.
Doesn't have that.
Esau
Esau
decided,
crashed out,
Right.
Esau could lose a couple $1 million in the stock market, still have a couple million in the bank, and he ready to crash out.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, I just lost 10 million.
Right.
It's still $1 million. You
Right.
still got 5 million.
That's-
It's not the same.
Right.
Niggas about to jump off a roof, bro. You know?
I got a precept here.
You got
Killing
it,
the
bro.
dog, killing the
Hell
dog.
yeah.
Right.
Everybody, the family.
Everybody got to go.
Yeah.
Right, like the scripture says, his soul's not. He was made and created differently.
Yup.
His soul's not right. That's
Not
inside of
right
him.
in him.
Yeah, Jake,
Right.
Jake not just going nowhere with a rifle.
Right.
and you can start shooting up shit. No, Edomites do that.
Yep. On the back.
Yeah, Esau
That's
can't
all
be
bad.
satisfied, man. You know, here it is. Esau, hey, you would think, you know, Esau should be, you know, hey, man, I'm ruling the earth.
Right.
I'm good, man. Let me make it better for my own people, my fellow Edomites.
Right.
You know, well,
Right.
white people stick together, right? You know, but nah, man. He can't be satisfied. He wants more and more to the point where he's taking from his own people.
Facts.
He's like, you know what? I don't even like seeing y'all do good.
Right.
You know? You got it, bro.
I got a precept, Hebrews 13 and 14. For here have we no continuing city, but we seek one to come.
Right.
And that's the thing too. Yeah, we still at the bottom, but we have hope. We got faith. You know, Lord willing, we continue to the end. That hope is aspiring. One of the words of hope, you go into the key words, is aspiration. We have aspiration. We're being inspired, and we have aspirations to get the hell up out of here. That's why the scriptures say, rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. We spiritually and mentally have departed from this place. We're thinking far beyond America. But when you're of the world, you can't see past this world.
Yep.
And everything in the world is closing in. Everything you believe in this world is now letting you down. Politics, your money, job, your relationships with these worldly people. All of that shit is failing you now.
And when you go back into it, you've been programmed since a little kid to focus on and lock into the system. You got to remember, America is a system. It's not the king no more. It's a system.
A pit.
And the problem is the person that thinks outside the box. And they show that in the movie The Matrix.
I was thinking.
That's the ultimate person, like us. We think outside the box. We really see what's going on.
Yep.
So that's why we're the problem. The average people here in America that's just, they watching CNN every day, waiting for Trump to make a speech, J.D. Vance and all these fucking losers. And then you got, what's the campaign, the mayor? What is it? What Virginia's doing right now? They getting a new governor or mayor?
I
You know,
don't know.
the nigga bitch, that's for Trump. You got Sanders, the wicked looking Edomite bitch. And then you got another one that is a dude. I think Yumpkins is behind one of them. Vote for such and such and such and such. But my point is this: when you're tuned into the system, see, that's your hope.
Yep.
We're gonna change this. You're not changing nothing.
Right.
The game is rigged. And I've been saying change ever since the goddamn the first president.
Yeah. And Obama too.
Yeah. And how are you still talking change? You've been talking about change prior, and now you're still talking about change. Make that make sense. You know?
And Obama told you he promoted change. You see what he's talking about now. Every young boy should be mentored by a Mo.
Yeah, that's
the
crazy,
change he want to see right there. That's the change that Obama, and then he passed laws for all the Mo people. You know? But that's the change he want to see. I'm gonna read this again. Hebrews 13 to 14 says, For here have we no continuing city, but we seek one to come. The NLT says, for this world is not our permanent home. We are looking forward to a home yet to come, which is the everlasting kingdom. And this is why, this is another thing that Esau fears, the elites. There's nothing you can do to keep down the elect, Lord willing, part of that number. You can throw all these darts at us, bills, and all these temptations. You ain't gonna keep down the elect, Lord willing, part of that number.
Yeah, that goes back to Ephesians the 6th chapter. But you got the spiritual
Wiles
home.
of the devil. Yep.
Yeah, skip the wiles of the devil. Can I bring this out?
Yep.
Psalms 37 and 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Don't be envious of your oppressor. Look, Esau didn't think
That nigga.
yeah, exactly.
Prime example.
And you see the enviousness of our people of their oppressor by the way they act. They try to act like Esau. They try to talk like him. They go to these colleges and they pick up that spirit.
Yep.
They want to be like Esau. They want to covet after what Esau has.
Isaiah 30 chapter.
Right. And he still looks at you as a nigga, man.
Right.
You'll never get a seat. Jay-Z and all the people that sold out, all those Israelites that sold out, they'll never get a seat. They can't even go to certain clubs. Yep.
The prime example of an Edomite nigga.
Yep. Edomite loving niggas.
Edomite loving. He envious of the Edom.
Yep.
He wants to be an Edomite.
Yep.
You can tell by that pompous look.
Right,
He
right.
thought he would get that Porsche, and
Yeah.
Right.
surely he would be allowed on the golf course.
Yeah,
Hell no.
you get a Edomite woman.
You know?
They really love him.
Whites
Right.
only.
Whites.
Can I bring this up real quick? This is Proverbs 3:31. It says, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways."
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. You're supposed to envy your oppressor, man. You know, this man's kingdom is going out, and he's not like us. You know, we should never want to covet after what this devil covets after. Remember, he was made to be the wicked.
Yeah, his whole school system, he told you how he conquered you. A lot
Right.
of people still want to be like this.
He would
nigga.
took you to the
Damn.
sites.
Yeah.
He would
Right.
took you to the sites.
Yeah, this is what we
Hey,
got
we
you.
going on a vacation.
Right, right.
Go home, tell your parents
Right.
you need $40 for the
Right.
vacation next week.
Oh, did you hear about the not to cut you off, but did you hear about the school trip where they had Jake
Field
picking
trip. I
cotton?
don't know
Field
why I
trip.
said vacation.
The
Yeah,
field
go on,
trip
go
where
on.
they had them picking cotton.
Oh,
They
yeah.
had
I
them
hear
picking
about
cotton. Yeah, that's the entitlement and pompous, arrogant mindset of Esau.
God
He's
damn.
flaunting him taking you Jakes down.
Remember, they'll take you to the Gad reservation.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, this was once the natives. This was, you used to look at the billboard like, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Before that dinner.
Yeah.
Before they
Yo,
had the feast. with
he
the
saw the
devil.
devil, man.
If you go to these plantations, you go to these different spots, and they would take you into the rooms. This is where the slaves
Yup.
used to sleep
Yup.
and dwell, and this and that. Of course, they sugarcoat it, and they wouldn't really tell you what was going on.
And you're nothing but a kid. You know, your own people
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
teach you nothing in the house.
Right.
Yeah. And
They
being
don't know shit
Virginia,
about themselves.
and being Virginia, you have so many of these historical
Hell, yeah.
slavery
Like, oh,
sites,
yeah.
Monticello.
Yeah. Monticello heavy.
Oh,
What's
man.
the one in Jamestown?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
You got all these different historical sites. You can go and literally go on a plantation.
Museums they take you
Yep.
to.
Yeah,
Museums, The High Bridge where they had the Civil War
Right,
and all that.
yeah.
Jake fought in that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and by the High Bridge, there's a hideaway house they had, and this hideaway house was like a place where they would bring those that was injured during the war, and they would put their bodies or severed body parts and shit like that in the same spot where Jake was sleeping at in the basement. So Jake was sleeping beside blood and shit like that, and you know they didn't give a fuck about Jake.
And you were constantly being experimented on.
You know?
And you got that new, that I was watching that new article about that mystery fog, and now these Jakes, you know, back in the 50s, you know, they're old now. They're speaking about that fog that that Esau was dispersing amongst their communities. I did a video on it, you know, and they were speaking about when they were young and their communities was out in St. Louis, and Esau was, you know, ride around in this truck, like an 18-wheeler truck, and they had like a big, or some type of truck. They had like a big machine, and you know, and the truck driver was in a full hazmat suit, and they were just dispersing cadmium carcinogens amongst Jake. And it was a big fog, and they said, you know, they would be running through it, and it was a cancer-causing material, and ultimately it would sterilize you as well. And even the United States military and the government admitted to doing this. Of course, they're not admitting to any harm being done, you know, to the people, right? You know, classic Edomite behavior, right? You know, and Jake is speaking about this now, and you know, Esau basically was doing testing, experimentation on Jake, you know, studying the results, which this has happened time and time when you go into the history of Esau Edom, man. You know, recently he's gotten so far in the medical field, you know, his medications, you know, his science, various different things. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans were the test subjects.
And
Y'all were the guinea pigs.
And then, again, that when you go to every American school as a so-called Black, Latino, Native American kid, you were taught your victorious story.
Yep.
You social
History.
studies,
History.
history, science.
Yep.
All of them. What is it? What's the courses that you take in school? It's his shit.
It's his shit. Yep.
It's Edomite shit.
This is who you envy.
Yeah.
You envy the one that was created to be wicked, who hates your guts, and who's about to lose.
Conquered you.
He's
And
losing.
that's a war tactic.
Yeah.
You know, that's nothing but a war tactic. Act like you're,
Yeah.
You know, what's the old saying? Keep your friends closer and keep your enemies
Enemies
closer.
closer.
Is it not a coincidence, Jake, that you know nothing about yourself?
Right.
As a so-called nation of people, that was a thing back in the
Yeah,
70s
yeah.
and the 60s.
Yeah.
You got to know who you
Right,
are.
Know who you are, bro.
Yeah, you got to know who you are. Now, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yep.
That doesn't
Yep.
matter
Yeah, yeah.
anymore. That's
Yep.
that's a mindset that doesn't even matter.
And see,
Yep.
now in this particular, you know, age that we live in, Jake is the closest to Esau that he's better ever
know,
been.
bro.
Yep.
Yo,
fact.
you know, and it's shit.
Niggas
Esau,
all Edomites.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's the
Right.
closest Jake has ever been to Esau,
Right.
man. You know, just showing you that, hey, Esau, he's about to do something very, very, on a very large scale. You know, Revelation 12 and 12, man. You know, so hey, Esau, like, you get closer,
Right,
you
right.
get closer and closer to you,
Right.
so he can pounce on you. You know, so he can jump right on your ass,
Lion,
man.
Like when you hunt deer.
Yeah, he gets you covered.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me bring that precept out real quick.
And while you're doing that, in the museum too, you made a good point about Jake don't even know who they are. Yeah, you in the museum, you had a lot of men who had families with them, and they were going in. You know, they were going in. Yeah, this is what they did to us, etc. And then when it comes to piecing it together, they don't have the answers. They don't know where it starts from, who we are, and how it fits in prophecy and curses.
Because you see, I'm glad you said that. Because when you're going through the museum, you go up.
Yep.
But then,
Oh, man.
remember how Esau tried to make
Yes.
everything look like
And then,
we won?
right, and then you got
Martin
Oprah,
Luther King.
Obama,
Yeah,
Martin Luther King,
1970.
Michael
They
Jackson.
showed you the Parliament Funkadelic.
Right, yep.
Like they made it basically the civil rights.
Yep.
Because that was the last. That was it.
That was it.
Once we got integrated with,
Yep.
with Esau,
Yep.
we became like them.
But you know what's interesting about that though? As crowded as it was at the very bottom, where they was going into slavery and things of that nature, as you, like you said, as you got higher, it went up earlier in time, or in the recent times, it started clearing out. People stopped. Like, yo, fuck going in after the 60s. You know, we see Obama was a letdown.
Yep.
Oprah's a fucking sellout. All of these.
It shows you.
Uncle Tom, but you know, Jake's that sold out.
That's 1970s, like that last room.
Yeah.
They make sure, like,
yep. And you got Michael Jordan there
Yeah,
celebrating the
like we
championship.
did. We conquered the world.
Right.
All of them was sellouts.
Yep.
You know?
But it cleared out.
Yep.
Jake was like, man, fuck that. Jake.
Dang.
But even though
But that spirit getting roused up.
that spirit getting roused up, and then on top of that, the whole point of me saying that was, you can know that history, but if you don't know where it fits as to, it pertains to who we really are,
You'll go back to love.
You go back
to the Christian mindset.
Yep. Ooh, because if Jake was in that museum and said, "No, fuck that, we need to rise up," them same one who was talking about how bad slavery was, they'll be like, "Nah, you know, it's gonna go back."
It's all about love,
It's all
brother.
about love, brother.
God is love, brother.
And our people think they already made it.
Yep.
Because they have these high-level positions in society, which that's in the scriptures. You know, because they can be a Michael Jordan.
Right.
They can, you know, which we know Obama, you know, way our people. But
And that was a smoke screen.
yeah.
Right.
So
I
they
did a
think-
lesson on that.
Yeah, so they think that we made it. Look where we come from, youngsters. While you walking through the museum, and now you can be all you can be. You can be the president. Look how we're millionaires.
Right.
Man. We're this and this. Man,
I forgot what they got code names for niggas like that. Basically to see the slaves.
Yeah.
To keep the other slaves in check.
right, right.
Give the other slaves hope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, there's true hope and there's false
False hope.
Yeah.
We were talking
Yeah.
about hope. You know, Jake has hope in this society and this system. Ultimately, they have hope in Esau Edom.
Yeah.
You know, they have hope in white supremacy.
Yeah, did it
That's
with
what they have
Jesse
hope in, and that's what they're supporting. Just like it says in Isaiah the 30th
They should
chapter
let
and the
nigga too.
31st chapter, man. You know, I found that
Shout
precept.
it.
Yep. With the firm, you got
Yeah. Show them all degenerates, man. Like he wasn't something. And you know what's crazy? One thing I've noticed about the museum, they always, that's like the end
Yep.
result of every
Yep.
museum.
Yeah.
They
They
try
have
to
to
sweeten it up.
sweeten it up.
And that's what Donald
Yeah.
Trump is. He's trying to shut down.
Yep.
Trying to shut down the museums.
He really trying to
He
shut
said,
down
"What
first
slavery
war.
wasn't that bad."
Yeah.
Hey, slavery wasn't that bad. Let's stop talking about it. You know, he's trying to shut down. He's trying to make it illegal to speak about history.
Yep.
You know, there's a war on free speech. Hey, so we see what's going on, man. You know, this is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 29, and it says, "And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them." And this is what's going on today as well. You know, Esau speaking peaceable words unto you. He's getting you nice and close before he executes, you know, his wrath upon you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which ultimately it's the Lord's wrath. You
That's
know,
right.
when you read Isaiah the 10th chapter, it says, "And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence,"
Integration. Integration. We
Right.
should all
Right.
be
sounds
fine.
good, you know.
You say, you know what, we right. We do deserve good things. You know, niggas, y'all, we deserve some of that white power.
Right, right.
That white, restaurant,
Right,
that
right.
good old seating.
Mm-hmm.
Said credence.
Yeah, credence. Yeah,
Can
yeah.
I bring that up
All
right quick?
all right.
Credence says belief, trust, and facts derived from other than personal knowledge.
Hey,
I'm gonna read that again.
Yeah.
Credence, belief, trust, and facts derived from other than personal knowledge.
Right.
That which gives a claim to belief.
Man.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. That's what Jacob had given. You know, he's given Esau his credence, his belief.
Yep.
You know, he said, you know what, we're going to listen to you.
Yep.
This sounds right. It's got to be the way, right? You know, but they don't understand that they're dealing with the devil.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. So they went against their personal knowledge.
Right.
And that personal knowledge come from experience.
Right, because Jake has that, you know, that thing inside them that, you
Yeah.
know, that, what do they call it? That conscience, so to speak.
Yeah.
That Esau ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, which it should be, you know, it should be like that, you know,
Facts.
being everything that Jake went through, you know, being in captivity and all that the so-called white man has done to you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? But our people have been hoodwinked, have been behooved. What's the word? Was it bamboozled?
Yeah, bamboozled.
Okay. Yeah. By Esau Edom. It said, It says, for when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. And this is the day and age, you know, that Esau's about to do that again. You know, Esau's learned you to sleep with peaceable words. You know, we're gonna do all these things. We're gonna make America great again. You know, we're gonna you know, come to your community. We're gonna make it safer, man. We gotta make it safer for you. We're bringing in the government, so you good, upstanding citizens can feel more comfortable in
He
their
said,
communities.
you know what Trump said? He said, even the black American ladies in Chicago came to me.
Right.
He said, he said, and they wanted some help.
And these are bad. These are very, very bad people. These are very, very bad people. And you know, and it's got to be taken out. You know how Trump is. You know, and our people are eating it up, man. You know, and like. Like it starts with these so-called YNs. It starts with these so-called criminals. Where do you think it's going to end up at?
Right.
You know, that's how it starts. So Esau can get it all in place.
Yeah.
But the real focus was on the whole nation of Israel, right? All the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man.
Yep.
You know?
And we know there's some YNs. We tired of the YNs. We get
Hell
it.
yeah.
They are a problem
Right.
in America. But who created the YNs?
Exactly.
You got to look at the source of the problem.
You can't just skip on how these niggas got created.
Right.
Because like I told you, you can go to museums. Jake had our own. We didn't act like that, bro.
Yeah.
We had thriving town.
Yeah, you ain't had no YNs back in that particular area. Niggas would have got beat up.
Yeah, niggas handled that shit. It was, it's a good movie called Original Gangsters.
Oh, yeah.
And the old Jim Brown was in it.
Yep.
They came in, them little young niggas came. YN, we had your boy Braxton. Jamie Foxx.
Oh, yeah. He was in there.
He was one of the
Right.
he was the YN.
Right.
And hey, they said, man, them little niggas, they fucking up. They said, no, hell no.
Yeah.
We putting the end of that shit.
You would have had the old heads,
Yeah.
you know, the elders, you know, because the father was more in the household back then.
But men was in order. Men had power.
Right.
Men could rectify and fix shit.
Exactly.
And put things out of, you know, stop nip shit in the blood.
Right.
When Esau integrated us, that was no more basically rectifying us being sovereign.
Well, the integration, and then he bound the strong man. He had to take the man out the household. Really, we're seeing a product.
And it showed our image, the men's image.
Really, we're seeing the product of these women raising these men.
Matriarchy.
You know?
And that goes back to what? The 70s and 80s. Going back to the welfare. What is it? The crime, the drugs, the not allowing men to work, create businesses. You got to remember, it was always a loophole of the Constitution where they try to make it that Jake could not be free and obtain money or make money. It's like when Jake was going to wars and make money, had a lot of money, and the banks would basically take blacks' money and it disappeared.
That was the Reconstruction era, I believe.
Yeah. The banks were just stealing Jake money and running away and never had to pay it back and rectify it, man. So, you know, all in all, Esau is the reason why these niggas will act the way they do. Because ultimately, what did you put on TV? Hey, remember the blackface? Esau always say, "Oh, the ladies are good for nothing."
Oh yeah, yep.
The babbling Greek beast,
watermelon
big
eating,
lip,
chicken.
watermelon, dumb sounding. So this is the whole era. This was the whole era that they would get our own people.
Right.
Yep.
But now, like we were speaking about, I'm glad you brought that up because like we were talking about before camp. But now you see a white face.
Yeah.
So now that's it, and that's
I know,
spiritual
right?
because
Now you see
we
a
at the
white
end of
face.
Esau's kingdom, and now we see Jake dressed up like Edomite. He coming out acting like Esau is funny. You know, Esau laughing at him, and now people got a problem.
Now they got a problem.
You know, now people got a problem with Jake dressing up like Esau. Like you know, it was cool. It's cool when y'all did it. Now we do it. Oh, it's a problem now, right? It's a problem.
And that wasn't his first time.
Right.
He did it with he didn't have a white face, but he was acting like what's that? It's an Alabama fan.
Yeah, I ain't
he
seen
go
that
around
one.
with proud to be American, proud to be an American, and he was going around talking shit to all the Jakes.
Which further shows that we're at the end of Esau's rulership.
Right.
Man. You know, and these other nations see it, man.
And Esau's prime example of a true white American is hovering lordship over Jake.
Yeah. You couldn't do that 60 years ago, man.
Nah.
Whiteface 60 years ago? You wouldn't have heard about that guy.
Right.
He'd have been a legend in your community.
Yeah.
You would have talked about it amongst yourselves.
So what happened to him?
Hungry man.
I got the precept. This is Sirach 30:1. He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end.
So they cut down the authority of men.
Yeah.
And the sovereignty that Jake had.
Right.
And integrated us. And then they formed a whole narrative of matriarchy and all sorts of women allowing to be rulers of the household. Yeah. And they punished the men, like the brother brought out. They tied the strong man up.
Yep.
So now, ever since kids are pacified to the most. Yeah. And again, we all know how. If you don't have nothing constructive for men, you got to underneath their mothers. Who the fuck you think gonna act like?
This goes into that.
And even you got to remember, I'll never forget. Even back in the day, our mother wasn't the best, wasn't perfect at all. But one thing for sure, our mothers didn't cope and coddle us like these mothers today. And it wasn't ratchet.
Facts.
Like I remember seeing mothers, if their son did something bad and they had to go fight, the mother would lock the door. You got to go fight.
Right. Don't come in here till you.
Don't come up in here. What you doing? I've
Facts.
seen it face to face.
Yep.
Mothers wanted their boys to be men.
Right.
True.
Now these mothers today want their boys to be girls.
Yep.
I got a gay baby.
Damn.
Look at him. Look at him, girl. Look at him. Look at him twerking. And then the moms, man, it's just an evil world, man.
And that's destroyed our men because there is no discipline, really. Because
can't
a woman can't raise a man. As simple as that. A woman can't raise a man. By the time a man, a young boy, 11, 12 years old, which really they're becoming a man. You basically turn a man when you're around like 12, 13 years old. You can't being a woman, you can't discipline. You can't discipline those 12, 13-year-old. 220. 6'3", 6'2". Right. He'll laugh at you.
Right.
You don't have
you have to use some violent forces.
Now it's overly. It's like how you say it? Because we understand how women can get angry and really severely hurt a kid.
Oh, exactly.
Now it's not no more like beating. Now it's abuse.
Yep, because they got to overcompensate.
They got to. Now, like a man be like, yo, chill the fuck out.
Oh, that didn't hurt?
Chill the fuck
That didn't hurt?
Right.
Yeah. A woman, she's going to act emotional behind it. And all that boy is going to take all that in. He's going to act like that. When he start getting older, he's going to start reacting just like his mother. And it's a continuing cycle. And now you got the woman today, these niggas is sassy. Bitch, your mother made these niggas sassy.
Your mother raised them.
Come on. Your grandma. It's like the situation of PJ and
PJ Tucker, or not PJ Tucker.
Brittany Renner beat baby father. The nigga that played, Washington that played for the. Now, me and the brother always talk about that. Esau gotta have these bitches on payroll. Call these bitches up. Hey, agent 1278. We need you to get this football player, basketball player, whatever. Long story short, Look how that bitch mother was acting. Suck my dick.
Right.
If you had one.
Right.
Come on. Bitch, you a grown man. Come on.
And then if you heard Brittany in the background, she was like, I would.
And then the mom talking to you got $110,000 for this hoe, and $11,000 for your own baby.
He's a baby and he got 11,000.
Goddamn.
That's more than the majority of Americans. And then they talking shit at the house he paying for.
Come on. So that's the moms that's raising these children. Bitches like Brittany Renner and her fucking mother. Two fucking degenerate whores. Right? But again, we all go back to this. It goes back to Esau's doing. Because even remember, prior, like we just spoke about the Reconstruction era, so-called blacks was what? The highest marriage rates.
Yep.
That's when so-called blacks had the highest marriage rates. They won't know how to wedlock.
Right.
It wasn't no so-called hoeing. I mean, you had it, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, yep.
So-called black men and black women in America
Togetherness.
was together. When you after integration, that shit broke up. You got it.
Verse 2, it says, he that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. Ooh. And you know, hey, these men aren't being taught. So, hey, the enemy is really ultimately raising the men of our nation via through the woman.
He said, cause listen, we can't deny this, man. Who were some of our role models, right? Who was our role model? Nigga we saw on TV.
Yep.
So if you had a favorite rapper, that was your role model.
Yep.
I would be like Hot Boys. Hey, what's some song they had?
Bling, bling.
Bling, bling. Every day I come out, man, I said they
Bling,
bling,
bling.
bling. So you said,
Right.
oh, he got the cornrows, the gold teeth, the back, remember the
The bandana?
the bandana,
Right.
the Iverson,
Oh yeah, the wristband.
yeah,
the
the
elbow.
armband. You go, oh, so that's a man. I kill a nigga, shoot the gun to the side. So that's a man.
Right.
We all, and again, this is why niggas act the way they do. That's why you see a grown ass man, 50 years old, still in that mindset.
Still in that era. They ain't made it out.
And he never grew up.
Yep.
Yeah, they took the man out the household with that model male figure, and they fabricated and gave you another male figure for you to look at and
Fabricated
analyze.
one.
Yeah.
A made up nigga.
Right. A sellout. A
Yep.
nigga who's just promoting stuff that's detrimental to
It ain't
his
even
own
real.
people.
It ain't even real.
Yep.
Right.
You got niggas say, I sold a tractor trailer full of bricks.
Nigga always talking
Nigga,
about
what? Hold on. What? And I people believe this shit.
Yep.
yeah.
So and you free?
Yeah.
Like I'll never forget. I used to ask niggas this. I said, hold on. The Gucci era, the Young Jeezy, Waka Flocka, OJ the Juice Man, Charlie Lowe. We all know this LTI. All these niggas was talking about selling dope, bricks, drugs galore, tractor trailer, Fruity Loop, shit, all this bullshit, right? The drugs make you do this, the pills, the whatever. And then you get and if you know, you come from that area, you be like, hold on. I know niggas locked up for not even having half of that shit. And they got to do big. But these niggas on rap is talking about just selling kilos and they're out free. Make that shit make sense. I used to ask niggas this. So that's when you know, but hey, but nigga that don't have that with the cognitive thinking skills, he's gonna believe. He's gonna believe it. And that's what Esau did. And this was that program.
That was a successful
Yeah,
experiment.
and that's why they called it the trap era.
Yeah. That was a successful experiment that Esau used upon Jake to disperse the drugs, to get Jake hooked on these drugs, and they used Jake to do the dispersing of
Jake
this
make it look
product.
good.
Right.
Jake
He had to make it
good.
look cool, make it look good, make it look lucrative.
Got the girls behind me, you know, and they now, oh my God, another thing. They got the girl like Biggie.
Yeah.
You talk that fly shit, right? You got in the beginning of like Jay-Z Big Pimpin', the girl naked.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, so that's how
That's how
I
I
get
get
girls.
it.
Ooh, I gotta get what he said. What type of champagne?
Right.
And you got, but we
Expensive
all
ass
know it
champagne,
because how did Henny get big?
Right.
Yeah.
couldn't. They saw Henny and fucking
It's like the cereal and candy out.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, the kid goes into the cereal and candy, sees the bright colors.
Yep.
The toy that comes with it,
Yep.
this and that, the marketing. Well, that's what they did with hip hop, man.
And technically, they're supposed to be shut down if you really want to base it off of Esau's laws, because when Philip Morris used to get sued all the time for having certain type of cigarette packets that look like it was catering towards kids.
And oh, now, okay, they want to be technical. That's not real guns in the video. Wow, they should get sued.
Yep. You're promoting violence.
Promoting violence.
And now my son thinks it's okay to use a weapon.
Yeah.
So really, based off Esau's
And you know what's crazy? You can't use that in court.
You can't.
Because what is Esau going to say? You're supposed to think and use critical, such and such judgment.
If he jumped off a bridge,
Did you jump off a bridge? Yeah,
they gonna hit the hand.
Esau the devil, man.
Yeah.
Right.
That man's the devil, man. You know?
It said,
Basically, he is jumping off the
Yeah,
bridge.
yeah.
Because he really believe in that shit, you know? You got it?
it says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead.
You're gonna keep that legacy of his father going. You know, you're gonna know, man, he's just like your father. You're gonna hear it often from the uncles and those who knew your father.
The neighborhood.
Because you know your father did a great job raising you. You know, wasn't a good example. Esau's grieved because our spiritual fathers are raising us up, just like how they are. You know, not of the world, locked in the spirit,
Right, like
doing
we
the
read,
work.
we read up in Revelation 11 chapter.
Yep.
You know, that great fear that fell upon them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's grieving enemy.
Grieving the enemy. And it's all through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But the Lord is setting up order, and you know the men that we learn from our teachers is raising us up, you know, to be in the same mindset as them. And Esau's pissed the fuck off. This is why he knows his time is short. He see the spiritual temple being built. The temple's within us.
Sirach 3:6.
Yep.
You know, he's seeing that, hey, the Lord has officially sent his prophets on the house of the power. And everything that starting with that elders on down, they're saying through the spirit of Yahweh Shah is coming to pass.
Right.
It says, though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he hath left one behind him that is like himself. While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds.
And that's what they do. You know? Hey, basically, can you read that another version? About just that part?
Yeah, somebody, can you look that up in the
basically, you spoiling your son.
Sirach chapter 30, verse 6. No, verse 7, Sirach.
You just letting your son do what he want. There's no discipline your son has to do. There's no order, no structure, none of that. You got it.
Sirach 30:7. But anyone who spoils his son,
spoils his son.
will have to bandage his wounds.
Why? Because he's gonna grow up and do what? He's gonna do what he see on TV. And what did they push for Black Latino children? They be fuck ups.
And that's what happens with the woman being the head of the household and raising these men.
There you go.
They just spoil them.
And half of them are guilty.
Yeah.
Because we done seen it. Our parents, or we know a chick who does her thing because she's trying to make up for her fuck up and her past.
Right.
But she just remember, I don't want the kid to go to what happened.
Yeah.
So I just give the kid everything.
Right. And spoiling doesn't have to be tied to money. It can just be a leniency, you know, being able to do certain things that they should, lack of discipline.
There's no
You know what I'm
consequence.
saying?
You're rewarding, like for instance, right? If anybody that knows about training up dogs, etc., they even tell you got to be firm with a dog, and you don't reward the fucking dog with bad behavior.
Right.
And then when it does good, you reward it for good behavior.
Right.
These people just it's basically Esau has cut the difference between a parent and a child. Now the parent is
Damn near one and the same.
There you go.
These women are walking around with their sons.
It's my home girl. The daughter, her home girl. The mom's son is her home boy.
Yeah.
Or son husband.
Yep.
You want me to finish up the NLT?
Yeah.
Right, you can go back to that.
Okay, well, just finish that verse out.
Sirach and 7. But anyone who spoils his son will have to bandage his wounds. His heart will stop every time he hears a shout.
Yeah, you know, because I mean, essentially, you know, your son is gonna go out into the world
Emotional
and
as
to
hell.
constantly be making mistakes that are detrimental to him. And be locked out, in and out of prison. You know,
He's emotional.
Yep.
He doesn't have no critical thinking
Right,
skills.
right.
Yep.
You say his heart should what?
Yep.
At every shout.
Rash
so
decisions.
so when adversity comes, he don't know how to react.
Yep.
Yep.
He gonna crash out.
Can I read, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
8 and 9?
Yeah.
It says, an untamed horse is going to be
One
stubborn,
of my favorite scriptures.
and an undisciplined son is no different.
Yep.
Yep.
If you pamper your child and play with him,
Cause one thing I can say for sure, because I've been around horses. If you don't break a horse at a young age, it's kind of hard to train up a horse when it gets older.
Right.
And if you don't train up a horse, and you trying to use that horse, the horse can kill you.
Yeah.
Damn.
The horse can make you look very bad, and embarrassed especially if you take the horse out and you want it to perform. If that horse is
show
not
horse.
broken,
Show horse.
you might spend, or people who know about horses, they would
A lot of money.
spend top dollar for a good broken
Yep.
quality horse.
Yep.
And if that horse don't perform, I'm
Some
gonna
horses
tell
are worth millions of dollars.
Yep.
if that horse don't perform like they want to, horse go to the meat market.
Yep. And they
Horse
take
goes
out
to
insurance.
meat
They
market.
take out insurance
Yeah.
policies on these.
Yep.
When you watch horse racing,
Yep.
these $1 million horses, they take out insurance policies on them.
Horse got a high
Expectation.
yes to perform good. And if you don't, meat market.
Damn.
You got it.
It's
Same thing with niggas.
Yep.
We are the upper epsilon. Epsilon, if I'm saying it right.
Upper echelon.
We're Israelites.
Yep.
So we have a high
Expectation.
expectation of how to act and conduct.
Yep.
And if you don't, you gotta go to the
Yeah,
to get exterminated.
That's second
You gotta
Peter.
go back to the spirit world.
Yeah, that's second Peter, the third chapter. I
Oh,
believe.
yeah, amongst the Gentiles.
Seeing that all these things, what
Shall be
in what
dissolved.
manner,
Yep.
yeah, somebody is all what manner of in all holy conversation and godliness.
yep.
Roughly paraphrasing. You got it, bro.
It says, Sirach 30 and 9. If you pamper your child and play with him, he will be a disappointment and a
That's-
source of grief.
Is that not what's going on today? Everything's a game, fun.
You can read all the way to
fun,
13.
Okay.
fun.
Fact.
And everything is all about
Good,
fun and laughter.
G&T.
And now look at the outcome of it.
Yep.
Is it getting out people anywhere?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
It's not getting out people no fucking way, but looking like fucking degenerates, man.
Yep.
Got it?
And if I could read up one at 6,
Mhm.
because it says Sirach 30 and 6, he has left someone to take vengeance on his enemies and turn the favors he owes his friends. Speaking of, if you raise your son the right way, it's like raising an army.
Yeah.
Because
Damn right.
when King David, before he transitioned, he told Solomon, look, take care of these last few enemies I
You
have.
can get it.
Yep, Con. If you can find that, bro, look up King David giving an order to King Solomon. It might
That
be
was
like
heavy.
it was heavy.
I think it was,
Second Kings.
yeah, it's very
No,
early.
that might be Second Kings, but you can Google it. It'll take you to it, bro. Yeah, King David giving instructions to King Solomon to
Put it
kill
in the Google.
his enemies. It says, now jumping back, Sirach 30 and 9.
Second Kings chapter 2,
Con.
I believe.
Con.
So I think it's the
Yeah,
first verse.
Second Kings 2, I think 1 through 9.
Yeah.
I believe. You got it, bro.
Sirach 30 and 9, if you pamper your child and play with him, he will be a disappointment and a source of grief.
Yeah. Yep.
Laugh with him now, and one day you will have to cry over him.
Yeah,
My
yeah, and that's
goodness,
what's
yeah,
happening.
yeah, come
on.
That's what's happening. 'Cause that's the main point I wanted to bring out. You know, going into that, with that Sirach 30th chapter, right?
Yeah.
You know, hey, and that's what's happening, man. You
Yeah.
know, these women, they take an Instagram video. You to look at my son.
Degeneracy.
Right.
It's doing some wild, stupid
Yeah.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
Son walking around in a dress, she feeling, laughing at him.
Yeah.
And now, read that again, bro.
And isn't that a coincidence? Women take like the most gayest, feminist saw the boy smile. He
Right.
is like, bro, why?
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 And they dressed alike, too.
Why? Come on. Why would you even want your son to be looked at in that soft manner?
Right.
Don't you know there's perverts and predators out here?
Yeah.
Our people, no type of thinking.
Right.
They don't know the terrain they on.
Right.
And they think that shit cute. But that's gonna be to your demise. You got it?
Sirach 30 and 10. Laugh with him now, and one day you will have to cry over him.
And that's what's happening. They're crying over him. Like, what's it saying? Laugh now or
Cry
cry later. See, they're crying over these kids later, especially the men of our nation, because now they're getting locked up.
Yep.
You know, they're getting indicted. They're getting shot in the streets. They're getting killed. Now they're at the
they're
funeral.
bisexual.
Yeah, they're at
Right.
funerals crying. Oh, he didn't want to. He was
Right.
raising a family. All he did. They try to paint him like
I
he was
gave
just
him everything.
yeah, at the funerals, they always paint these niggas as like they was the great,
Right.
good, upstanding citizens.
Right.
No, this nigga was a whole menace
Yep.
to society, man. Call it for what it was. The nigga got what he deserved.
And the mom bailed the nigga out on every bad thing he
Yep.
did.
Yep.
Exactly.
Instead of him learning
Had
how to
him
be
on his back.
responsible,
Yep.
responsibilities
Yep.
and adversity, she bought his way out,
Yep.
like all moms do.
Yep.
So he wasn't able. So basically, he didn't have to accept accountability.
That's it.
He could just keep
That's
running
it.
and doing bullshit.
Yeah. Yep.
I know bitches like that all the time that do that dumb shit.
Yeah.
And they get mad with the father. Oh, why he ain't got it, this and that. The father be like, I'm not responsible for that money. He a grown ass man.
Grown-ass man.
If he can run up an electricity bill or do this and do that, he gotta fucking accept that.
It
and
forces
take care.
accountability.
Yeah.
The majority of the dope houses where all the drugs would be distributed in the communities of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it was a nigga in there with his moms. He was at his mom's or his grandma's crib, giving his moms a little bit of money, you know, trapping out the house, doing this, and you know, and you know, they were basically looked at it as like it was a
Yeah.
good thing, you know. Not too many.
Because, and that's another thing Esau used. They made that cool upon my son being a dope boy.
Right.
I've seen it a lot too.
Yeah.
clips.
There wasn't too many. You ain't really see that too much when it was like when you did see it. You ain't see it too much. There was a man in the house and he don't
Oh,
sell
right,
dope,
right,
but his
right.
son sells
Yeah.
dope.
Right.
Fuck out of here. You
ain't bringing that
see
shit to my
that.
crib.
Yeah, you ain't see that. They
Right.
both had to be dope.
Yeah.
Right, not knowing.
Yeah, yeah. It's the father of dope dealer.
Right.
He didn't raise up another
Oh,
dope
exactly,
dealer. That type of
exactly.
shit.
Yep.
They know my father is a hard working. He go to work and his son selling drugs. Nah, bro, that shit ain't coming to my house.
Facts.
You getting the fuck out.
Yeah. Yo, you like you got the.
I think I want
You got the.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't got the sage, but I got the.
I thought you meant the spray.
Oh.
But yeah, if you got one of the.
My book bag. It says, Sirach 10 and 30 and 10. Laugh with him now. Okay. Laugh with him now, and one day you will have to cry over him, grinding your teeth in regret. And that crying can also be just having a loser son. Because having a son is supposed to be very productive to the family. You got a leader that you're raising up
There you go.
that can take care of the pressures. Because as a man, you're going to get old at some point in time, and you need your son to take over some of the family duties and responsibilities
Right.
while you oversee
Right.
certain things.
Because the elderly, once you get to a certain age and you get up in age,
Right.
you actually go back to that childlike state.
Yep.
You're supposed to take care of your parents.
Exactly. You know, it's like when you get up in the 80s and 90s, you start going into that childlike state again where you need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So now you need, you know, your sons, you know, your family to take care of you. That's why you see these elderly being thrown in these nursing homes.
Yeah.
bro.
So
Damn.
Esau's profiting off of that.
Facts.
So like,
That nigga brought
again,
it.
our people didn't think about the future. They thought about now
Right.
and being
Yup,
cute
yup.
and doing shit for the world. But that's why your son grow up to be a fuck up, and it's really like you just brought out, is eating away at her, knowing that her son's a loser.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a dork. He's a dweeb.
Yup.
He, mom,
Mama,
kill him.
mama
Kill him.
for everything.
You got some money I can get
Yeah,
him?
we can follow mama to tomorrow.
He said,
Mama said, what
Have
is
you
Charleston
come-
White nigga?
Yep.
Mama ain't never said nothing about no Hebrew Israelite.
Mama.
Oh man.
Mom, I need your car, Mom. Mom.
Yep.
And then it's anything always happen. Hold on, baby. I call my mom.
Yep.
Hold on, boo. Hold on, boo. And she looking at this.
Yeah.
Yep.
He on the phone, Mom, my tire just went out.
Right.
What I do, Mom?
It's a burden to the family, man.
Hold on, baby. How much you need? And again, the mom's always there at the son's beck and call.
Yep.
That's why the nigga don't know how to do nothing goddamn good,
Yep.
man. Because mama was there all the goddamn time to save him out of all his problems.
Sirach 30 and 10, 30 and 11, G and T. Don't give him freedom while he is young.
Come on.
And don't overlook what he does wrong.
Come on.
Verse
Social
12.
media.
Man.
That's social media 101 right there.
Yep.
All the most worst, all of the worst traits of kids.
Yep.
Women get all of that and put that on what? Online.
Yep.
For the whole world to see.
That's right.
And then what you got the other girl. Girl, he's so cute. Oh, applauding.
And see, woman has been put in the power seat
Yep.
position amongst the household.
The head of the
So now, like, you'll see, you know, the man and the woman split up, so to speak, and now they have children. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, the woman gets custody, and the son, the man will still get his child. You know, let's say it's a son.
Yep.
You know, and to see him on the weekends, or you know, be able to see him, you know, for a couple of
Yep.
weeks, this, that, and so forth. And he'll try to raise him.
Yep.
You know, and all the information and the raising and the instructions that are being given to that child. Once he goes back to the mother,
Yep,
you know,
it's all going away.
she just tries to wipe all that away.
Oh, don't forget about how the mom downplayed the father.
Yep.
Yeah,
Your father ain't shit.
right.
He is.
Yeah, don't be telling my son to do
Yeah,
this.
right,
What he been doing? Look at his
DJ
head. He
Washington.
been working. You had him
Why don't you tell
chopping
your
wood.
bitch that? Why don't you tell your other bitch that, nigga? The one you sleeping
Yeah.
with. The other bitch.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you know.
Yep. It says, Sirach 30 and
And that's even if you make it out the womb. Because, hey, the most dangerous place for an Israelite child is in the womb. You know, because, hey, these women, the power that's been given to them, you know, via the rules of the earth, you might not make it out the womb.
you might
Boy.
not.
You know,
That's
they
it.
might say, you know what? I don't like how he acting. I know he's seeing somebody else. Yeah, I ain't having this
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
You know?
Fuck that
And I ain't gonna tell him.
Shit. And I ain't wrong for doing it neither. You know? Go straight down to the
What
clinic.
you say, go in the car.
Yeah, and they wake
TikTok.
you. You can go to the clinic. They'll welcome you with open arms. They
Yep.
got, we got drinks over there.
Yep,
You like
yep,
coffee?
yep,
Oh,
yep.
girl, you need some assistance too.
Right.
I know you getting the abortion, but I know you need some more assistance. Don't feel bad. Make you feel like you doing a great
girls
job.
do it.
This ain't nothing, man. You should not had the responsibility about raising no child. You got
You
that
a
one.
woman.
You got that one woman who just sold her child for $75,000. 75 grand.
Damn.
She said, I forgot, they put it in the chat. She said, got pregnant, had a baby, and made 75,000. And you know, come on, man, somebody's paying 75,000 for a baby. You know what's happening to that child.
She said, boy, the baby cash. Right to the sex.
You know?
Sex ring.
They selling you off. They said, man, hold on, wait a minute. So abortion, I can get 75, 100 grand, 150K.
Oh, remember?
Now we having this baby.
Remember the fire department drop offs?
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
kids?
yeah. Hey man, somebody tell me about that.
Damn. Sirach 30 and 12.
And you know, they always talk about, I mean, it is fucked up now, but shit. It ain't just, look at the old times. It was more poverty then.
Yo.
Ain't nothing changed.
Yeah, so they can't use that.
They
as
can't
excuse.
blame because there was no money or
Right.
this and that. No, you can't keep saying that.
Right.
Because look at the 70s and the 60s. It looked like third world countries
Right.
here in America. No, you can't use that, man. That's an excuse. That's a cop-out that Esau allowed. That's a gray area that Esau has allowed to pretty much not be a victim and take responsibility of your bullshit.
Sirach 30 and 12 says, whip him while he is still a child and make him respect.
Whip.
Yep. Whip him while he is still a child.
You go to jail.
Child abuse.
Yeah,
Right.
Child abuse. What is it? CCP.
Right.
Child protect. Yeah, CP. CPS.
Yeah.
CPS.
Yes.
Hey, the way we used to get disciplined at a young age. Hey, nowadays you do that, oh man,
Gone.
you better not go to public school.
Out of here. Yo.
You know? Hey, he could just, hey, teacher, can you come here?
Right.
She said, I see you got a bruise on your arm.
Right.
I had that from that. Oh, it's a wrap.
Yep.
They knocking on your door, man. Especially if the kid really don't want to be in the household right
Right.
now. Oh, that just adds more fuel to the fire. We used to get hit by 2x4s. What? Leave marks. Them shit's damn near permanent marks, man. But hey, that's how you're supposed to be raised. You know, you're supposed to be. Hey, you knew not to do that again.
Yeah.
You know,
Facts.
that them pain receptors
Yep.
burn in your head.
To
Like,
this day.
hey, last time I did that, man, hell no, I ain't doing it no more, bro. You know, for the repercussions.
And then overall, even your peers, parents were strict.
And even the woman, like you was bringing up, the women were
Yeah.
different back then. Even the women, you would get
They were
disciplined
mean,
harsh.
I remember
Grandmother get a
Yep.
big old switch,
Yep.
the thick ones.
Yep. Spank your ass and then tell your daddy.
I remember my boy's mom was Italian. Mean as hell, yo.
Yeah.
From Camden. Mean as hell, yo. I would talk about like, yo, even the parents was mean, yo.
Yeah.
It was women that you'd be like, I ain't playing with her.
Yeah.
They won't know.
Yeah.
You know these kids today, like they're actually one with the parent.
Right.
And you get your ass whooped.
Right.
You know, just think you can play with it. No.
Right.
And they were raised in even more disciplined, harsher environment.
Yeah.
And then they were trying to raise you.
Come on.
Right.
You know.
It says,
So this old coddling, soft, weak nature, fun, laughter environment that Esau's trying to push is not real. It's bullshit. But look at how the kids are coming out now. They're fucking degenerates, man. You got it?
Sirach 30 and 12, whip him while he is still a child and make him respect your authority. If you,
You
don't,
say, you say that amongst the average person now, man, they'll be like, yo, you a demon. They'll look at you like you crazy, but you're not supposed to hit children. The fuck is you talking about? Like, and it'd be an old person, a Christian that come from that era.
Yep. And there's a coach, and y'all brothers probably know, Mike Krzyzewski.
Michael Franceschi.
Mike Krzyzewski.
That's
He's a coach for Duke.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're talking about the
He's
top.
arguably one of the greatest, and I kind of think he's
Probably.
but he's arguably one of the greatest
He's a super
coaches.
strict coach.
One thing he didn't do with part of his recruiting is he didn't recruit players that didn't have their fathers in their lives.
He was super strict coach, and
Yeah.
Duke was one of the most like strictest teams
Yeah.
that you could go to.
It alleviated a lot of problems by not
Yeah.
hiring or recruiting young men who
Yeah.
didn't have their fathers around.
And he was heavy in the fundamentals.
Yep.
When you look at that era
Yep.
of Duke,
Yep.
you know, they were like perfected the
Yep,
basics.
basics.
You know, and
Yep.
then it went from there. And they
Yep.
said that coach, who was it?
Mike
Mr.
Krzyzewski.
You know, was like a super disciplined
Yep.
like coach, man.
Yep. Now you don't have to worry about teaching to respect authority. All you got to do is focus on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to focus on, certain skills that you want to implement on your team. You ain't got to worry about having to discipline a nigga in front of everybody because he never was told, how to be corrected. He wasn't
Yeah.
told to be corrected. He didn't come from a single mother household, And yeah, there are cases where you can come up under a single mother, and not have a father around and still, come out right. But
Right.
most of the time we already
Majority
know.
of the time, right?
Yeah. You want to say something?
No.
Sirach 30 and 12 reading on says, if you don't, he will be stubborn and disobedient and cause you nothing but sorrow.
There you go. So
And this plays right into the hands of Esau. This is all part of his agenda.
the YN,
Right.
because YNs have come from this.
Yeah. That's a product.
Esau's creativity
Right.
of the TV, the media, the Hollywood,
That whole
and
culture.
then and then you couldn't. Basically, the parents didn't parent
Yep.
that generation.
Yep.
They just allowed them to grow
And the
up.
parents were caught up in the culture.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
They were listening to the same music.
Yep.
Yeah.
They was listening to all white bricks. They
Come
was
on.
dropping their kids off at school.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
You know, so like the
Still
parents.
That is, yeah, that is true because what was it? It was our generation, and then this generation. What was that? We came from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
It's
really
really-
the 90 baby and
The 2000 had the
2000 baby.
heaviest impact.
Yeah, bro.
My personal.
A gangster, of like
Yeah.
the worst of the
Early
worst.
2000s, I felt like had the heaviest impact.
Hell yeah.
Because the 90 babies, no, not the 90, the
Y2K babies.
yeah. In the 1996, 7, 99 babies, they got the bitch you can't do it like me.
Yeah.
The trap era, that their parents was listening came from the gangster.
Because it would have been the 2000s. By the time they got to the age of
our
having
parents,
a heavy influence, it was
our
the 2000s.
parents ain't listening to none of that shit.
That's a fact.
My family did not listen to that shit.
Yep.
And there's a lot of families I knew that they didn't come from rap.
Right.
Rap wasn't they were, my people come from the 60s, the 70s. No rap music then.
And if they did have rap, it was that hip hop, hippity to hippity. It wasn't
in the 80s.
It came in the 80s,
late 80s.
But even then, like, you know, parents during that time, they didn't really listen to
that's what I'm
hip hop.
saying.
Wasn't
still,
mainstream then.
Yeah,
at that time.
that was hip hop was looked at as a joke.
It was a joke, until like the late 80s, early 90s era. And they brought out NWA.
That when NWA came, that went to they changed the game because even with early rap was more so positive creativity, break dancing, fun.
Right.
Because we said last week, it was more like a house music.
And it actually started off, you know, like it actually started off from Jake being creative.
Yeah,
but Esau took over.
Yeah.
You know, Esau used it to his advantage. And that's how Esau does with everything.
Yep, he demonizes it.
Yeah.
It makes everything wicked
Right,
as hell.
right.
Yep.
But how much more music? Because music is catchy. Everybody loves music.
Yep. I got one at Brother Hummer. Hold up. Sirach 30 and 13. So discipline your son and give him work to do, or else he will be an embarrassment.
These kids
Ain't
ain't
work to do.
Yep. Right.
Hey yo, kids don't know how to cut the
He ain't
grass.
no slave.
They don't know how to use a weed eater.
Yep.
Man,
Grass don't be
Yep.
cut.
Can't
Don't know how to
take
cut
the trash
grass.
out.
Don't know how to cut the trash out.
bro, you gotta yell at kids now.
Take the fucking
You,
trash out.
if you a neighbor of a single mother, you hear
Oh,
her from next
hell
door
yeah.
screaming at that, take the trash out. Like, god damn. The fuck? God damn. Oh, all these grown children, but and you still gotta hire a man to come cut the grass.
Oh,
man,
my
come on,
goodness,
man. Boy,
man.
that shit used to kill me.
Man.
You know, daughter don't know how to do shit. Now it's crazy because you be like, yo, you got a daughter, and you know, if you're a single mother, I would hope you would think
Right.
to come
Utilize,
home
right.
to with some, at least your daughter can cook. And you don't have to come home and cook. No, ain't none of that.
But women don't have leadership skills. You're
Nope.
supposed to delegate. And older women did it.
That's why that's why it had to be a man around, because a man would just tell the wife, man, teach her how to fucking cook, man.
Yep.
Yeah, those
even men-
qualities had to be enforced.
Yeah, and even men, like daughters didn't get off the leash neither. Daughters get their ass whooped too.
Hell yeah.
Fuck. You got it?
That's it on that. You got that? How many of them?
Maybe we can close it up.
Second Kings.
Yep. No.
Second Kings, I believe it's
2 and 1.
Oh yeah. Can you bring that the other one that I told you to hold?
okay. Come.
You keep that one. Keep that one, bro. You gotta hold multiple
I think
scriptures
it's
if you
one,
can.
two,
I got it.
through 9.
I got. Yeah, you hold yours, but keep. We'll talk. Proverbs 22 and 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And that's the importance, man. Training up a child to fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, be disciplined. You know, not be lazy, not be a glutton. Gluttonous.
We were trained to be Americans.
Right.
American niggas. And what was it? And again, American nigga got so many niggas, type of niggas.
Yeah.
You got West Coast niggas, you got New York
Down
niggas,
South
you
niggas.
got down south niggas, you got Midwest niggas,
Yeah.
and even amongst them niggas,
Lazy niggas.
you got all types of niggas that just incorporated all types of doctrine and
Right.
philosophies. So what is a nigga? It's just a Babylonian, a confused nigga.
A never-ending confused
Never
nigga.
in it. That's why what was it said? Oh, that's a real nigga. I'm a real nigga. Every 10 years, that's them niggas. But I'm a real nigga. Then another 10 years, that's that old. That's them niggas. I'm a real. What the fuck is a real nigga, man?
Yeah.
You know?
And all these things that have been fabricated into this bullshit culture that, you know, we all were involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, well now Esau, when we're seeing the you know the usage that Esau intended to it in the final stage, because now Esau is using that as a heavy highway avenue to usher in martial law and these various different things that they want to enforce upon you know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but ultimately the masses. You know, and Jake's being used for things that are going to be used against, you know, all of these people.
Like
man.
Chicago police,
Right.
Not Chicago police, but Jake is talking about how they get so-called Edomite marksmen, old military men that were murdered. How do you say hitters, and they were dressed up as gang members.
Yeah,
And killed other gangs around the problem of gang wars.
And some of it, like you said, it has been fabricated, you know, because Esau has his agents and all these various different, you know, inner workings in these communities, amongst Jake.
All you gotta do is spark up one fire.
Right. So it's not all.
Jake gonna keep it going.
Yeah, it's not all organic.
Jake ain't got no critical thinking skills. Jake don't know his enemy. Like you had the brother over 12 and 10. Jake don't know his enemy. They trust their enemies. They don't realize that the enemy will go that far to keep you niggas in this state so they can eventually roll on you niggas. Because remember, this generation, they didn't go through that Edomite. When Esau with the pickup trucks and they was hanging niggas, all the Edomite families, that was a picnic. That was the, look, oh my God, look how he's cooking. Look how his skin is melting. Yeah, that was like a great scenery. Even the kid, hey boy, give it Jimmy. That old nigga right there. That's how all niggas should be like.
And it's funny because
when you get older, that's what is the thing to see. You know, this generation, our people didn't have to go through that. They didn't see that. So, and our people being in fear, they try to incorporate this the integration bullshit to the youth. Go get a college, go to college, go get some money, go get a degree, so we can. Nah, man, fuck out of here. You skip you basically try to wipe out the slaughter, the hatred, to try to erase that bullshit. But you put the old set these Jakes today just right into a failure, right into failure.
And average.
To a trap.
And the average Edomite was okay. They hated integration, but they dealt with it because they knew they got the deal. You're gonna always be over these niggas. Don't worry. You always have the better houses, cars, neighborhoods. All that's gone now. So going back to your point, so the crash out's gonna be real.
Yeah, the crash gonna be serious. Cause now Esau is again, those code names that Esau is creating is gonna be a justification for the average Edomite to say, I hate you niggas.
Because now
y'all are the problem.
Because that's what I was gonna say. Jake is being painted as the face of the you know.
Cause Esau, because Esau he's a fugitive. He don't have to be like, you know what, this is because of white politics. They don't have to say. They can just say, niggas.
Because why was
niggas?
Why wasn't the National Guard being deployed back in the crack era?
Come on,
crack epidemic. If it was really that much of a problem, we would have saw National Guard troops being dispersed back in the what was the crack era? What was it? 80s, you know, late 70s, 80s.
Why they want to deploy to the gangster gang?
Right.
Come on.
And if they were to do that, it was going to be for an agenda, which is to lock Jake up and use him, put him in prison.
So we know what Esau's up to, man. Like the scripture says, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. We know what's going on, man. You know, and like, you know, from our apostles and our elders, you know, of Great Millstone on down, we've warned you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that this time was coming. Well, hey, now we're entered into it. We're here. You know, Jacob's trouble, man. Yeah, you're gonna be, you Israelites are gonna be demonized on a high level to the point where Esau can justify himself in the eyes of the masses of the people for coming into your communities.
And remember, Esau is buying the firearms. That's not a doubt about it. Esau is buying up them firearms, man.
Facts.
So Esau is getting ready for you, Jakes, man.
Hey, Katrina is gonna make Jacob's Trouble is gonna make Katrina look like Child's Play.
Yeah.
You know, and that documentary is.
And that was a test run.
That was a
test run too.
That was a test run, but it came back out because I think that documentary came out.
They
resurfaced it through Netflix.
What's about to happen is going to choke all
that.
Yeah, you're going to be like a time never before. Jacob's Trouble, man.
Right.
Because you got to remember, niggas, this is the most wicked Jacob's ever been. So the pain going to be dressing against Jake, man. And it's going to be the wrath of Yahweh Shem Shah.
Right.
You know? But y'all got, you can wrap it up.
Okay. You want to bring out that second king or no?
We'll wrap that up.
Hey, so with that being said, before we close out, I want to face the east and give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders, a great millstone, for teaching us 100% truth according to the Bible and rule well. Shalom to all you Akim and you Aqua, those that are hopeful elect that are seeking for salvation. Shalom.
Shalom. Kwame Shabbat.
Yashala.